One was Dallas Turner, and one they traded up one spot for to get JJ McCarthy. Joining us now, ladies and gentlemen, the head coach of the Minnesota Vikings, Kevin O'Connell.
Yeah, hey, KOC. What's up, Kev?
You look so cool. You look so cool. Bill Belichick obviously has been talking you up all day. We thank you for joining us. Let's start with JJ McCarthy. When we talked to you down at the annual meetings, you know, we're trying to put words in your mouth. We're trying to make you tell us who you're going to go with. Why was it JJ McCarthy ultimately, and how excited are you to kind of dive in with him?
Yeah, I think for us, we went into this process. We really knew, you know, we wanted to have the ability to identify a quarterback in the future in this draft. Obviously, we acquired pick 23 to give us kind of that flexibility to be able to, you know, really play out a lot of scenarios, knowing that we weren't the only ones that viewed this draft class, you know, as a very deep group, especially at the top, like it ended up playing out. But we went through a great process, you know, between obviously the combine interview and getting to see JJ throw the football there at the combine, but then spent about a whole day in Ann Arbor, you know, on his home turf there in the classroom setting, out on the field, and really got to know the player, got to know the person, really give him an idea via some installation of some of our offense that then we were able to go out on the field and work through and really see kind of a translation from some obviously success at the highest level, winning a national championship, a lot of the great things he was able to do, demonstrating his physical skills on his tape. But we were able to really get a great feel for where JJ's at, his, you know, high level intelligence and just kind of some of the traits and intangibles that I was really looking for as we attacked this process. Really happy, excited, to say the least, to add JJ to our team.
Hell yeah, and we can't wait to watch what you do with him. And obviously Sam Darnold's there, so you can take your time, do whatever the hell you want to do. I think all Vikings fans will be excited to watch it unfold. And last question from me before Coach has one, and obviously a couple others do. How much did it factor into with JJ McCarthy? Like, the dude didn't, you know, like he's a hockey player in the past. He's a tough guy. They ran the ball 32 straight times, okay? He could be in the Heisman conversation. They're undefeated. He didn't say a single word. Feels like everybody loves him, and he's humble, and he just works off. Like, is that a part of evaluating him as well in this whole thing, or is it just on the field? What did you learn about him, the human, that makes you excited to have him in the locker room?
Yeah, I'll tell you what. I don't know if I've been a part of an evaluation process where you really get to know not only JJ, but you know, other people there at the school, people, teammates. There's plenty of them in this draft, obviously, that will hear their names called over the next 2 days. But what you really find when you dive into it, you really start to ask people genuinely what they feel about JJ. Is there's nothing but love and admiration for the person, the leader. He really implored his teammates via, you know, being committed to a great culture and understanding what it meant to try to help his teammates become better players, and the love that those guys had for one another. It's not hard to see why they were able to have success as a football team, and really, you know, when you think about when his teammates and his team needed him the most in some big moments, in some big football games against some really, really good defenses, he was able to answer the bell and go make a play to either extend a drive, convert a critical 3rd and long, maybe a red zone opportunity where, you know, they're able to punch it in and get 7 instead of 3. It's winning football, and it's the type of thing that JJ McCarthy has really strived to do his whole football career and been successful at every level. And we're just excited to add him into what we feel has been built up as a pretty phenomenal culture here in our locker room due to our players. And I know the amount of text messages that I've received from our guys about not only JJ, but I definitely want to make sure we spend some time talking about Dallas Turner, because couldn't imagine when this day started that we would, you know, add these two types of players to our team.
Hell yeah. Coach Belichick has a question for you.
Hey, Kevin, congratulations. You know, I'm sure that Dallas was either the highest guy on your board or close to the highest guy on your defensive board. So, you know, this feels like a great team building draft for you. You got two great guys, not just great players, but great people, great guys, one on offense, one on defense. And building a team is what it's all about. So, congratulations on that. I've said a lot of the same things about McCarthy that you have. This guy just knows how to win. He makes the right plays. He makes good decisions, whether it's running game, passing game, third down, red area. He does a lot of the right things to help you win, and doesn't turn the ball over. So, congratulations. And when you build your team with two good leaders on either side of the ball, that's a great way to bring other guys onto your team, because these guys will rise to the occasion. I have no doubt about that. Congratulations.
Yeah, thank you, Coach. You know how much you mean to me personally as not only a former head coach of mine, but somebody who's become a mentor of mine over these last few years since diving into this coaching world. But to hear you say that about these players, that's how we felt about them. The idea, you're absolutely right, of adding one of the top defensive players on our board, a guy that, not only Brian Flores and his staff, but our personnel department, our whole entire organization really thought Dallas Turner was one of those guys that if somehow the offensive wave that ended up happening between quarterbacks, receivers, and tackles, if that somehow happened and we had an opportunity to go get Dallas, we wanted to try to exhaust every option to do that. So, guys, when you think about the two players we added, critical impact positions, like you said, but guys that are leaders, guys that are tough, guys that love football,
yep.
Guys that will take advantage of hopefully being in a premier learning environment to become, what we believe they're capable of becoming, was a huge factor in really making the two moves to solidify getting the opportunity to get those players. But you nailed it on the head as far as it's not just the production, which they both had. It's not just the success that they both had. It's in two of the premier football programs in college football. It's really what you're adding into that locker room and into your meeting rooms and onto the grass every single day is guys that love football, that are tough, that are smart, but most importantly want to go win and be great for the greater good of the team. And quite honestly, as the head coach and going into this night, my excitement level was matched really with some nerves of wondering what we would be able to add, and to know that we got these two players, I'm absolutely elated.
Yeah, well, congratulations. Thanks so much for coming on with us, Kevin. Appreciate you, man.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, thanks, Coach.
Hey,
thanks.
Good booking by Bill, by the way. It's phenomenal. I guess when he sends a text, things happen, especially for a guy that coached you up. We found a photo from back in – Bill, he could spin it, huh?
Wow. He could.
How big he is.
Kevin had an arm now. He had an arm.
What he's not saying is I had an arm, but we didn't always know where that ball was going to go. I think, I'll tell you what, I'm not telling you guys something I haven't told Coach, but the amount of football that I learned and just being willing to listen every single day, not only his leadership, but the great football players that he was able to put together on that amazing team and all those teams over those years. I couldn't have gone to a better place for me to eventually, continue on this journey. And my love of football was only stamped there by being around the greatest, coach to ever do it. So,
Appreciate that, Kevin.
He knows how I feel about
Thank
it.
you. Appreciate that.
Hell yeah, Coach. Well, Coach,
thanks so much.
That's awesome to hear, I assume. Coach O'Connell, congrats on a great night. I can't wait to see what you guys do the rest of the weekend. And you look really cool, so you should maybe take a couple photos in there. You got a good fit. It's a good fit right now. You look good.
I decided to make sure that Coach Belichick will have some love for this. That's the Hall of Fame tie that Bud Grant gave me unfortunately before he passed away. But it's I figured we'd throw that on there for Coach.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
Hell yeah. All right,
Congrats,
KOC. Kevin. Have a great weekend. Congrats on your new quarterback and your edge rusher. Ladies and gentlemen.
Appreciate you guys, man.
You too.
Thanks.
Ladies and gentlemen, Kevin O'Connell.